Hi guys, my name is Zin and this is Maybe Bonsai. Today we're going to repot the sensitivity plant, or the Mimosa Pudica or Pudica, however you pronounce that word. This has grown a lot since the last time we looked at it. When I potted this, or when I bought this, it was just about this tall. This was like to here, and over the last month and a half it just it grew a lot. It just, you know, now it's going wild. So I gotta repot this because this it's very unstable, this pot, because the soil is extremely light, so any wind it would just blow this over really easily. And I think I need to really repot it into bonsai soil. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it back hard. I'm not sure if these plants, if you can keep the inner node shorter. As you can see, it's like 1.5 inches per node, which is way too far. But the plant itself is in good health. It's very vigorous. As you can see, both sides are getting new leaves, and I'm gonna cut it back probably all the way to the you know, depending on I don't know what's underneath here, so we'll see. But I'm gonna go pretty hard back, and I'll try to plant the rest. Maybe I'll cut it into different sections, and I'll try to propagate that with cuttings, and we'll see if that works. So yeah, so I'll grab this and we can start a repot. All right, so I'm going to put it in this pot. It's a much bigger one. It's not a bonsai pot, but that's okay. This is a long way from being a bonsai. It's got to be trained, grown to a thicker trunk. Yeah, it's got a long way to go, so I'm just going to repot it so that I can you know, get it on its way. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to get this out without pricking myself with the horns, I guess. I've seen other plants that look like this, like as in the leaves, except it doesn't close, and also has these thorns. They're quite sharp. So I'll get this out and we'll see what the root system looks like. Not very easy to get it out. Oh, there we go. So that looks pretty good. It's not really what I call pot bound, even though it's getting there, but there's a lot of fibrous roots, which I think is a good sign. And yeah, so I'm gonna rake this out. So normally it would be better if I rake this out on the piece of paper or something that lets I can get rid of the soil, but I really can't find anything right now, so it's just gonna be on the table, and that's fine. We're outside, it'll wash off. So I'll start with the top, and we'll see where this goes. I'm pretty sure all the leaves are gonna close. Yeah, they're all closed. So when these close, the actual branch actually droops down as well. It's quite interesting. It's hard to tell if the tree is dying or not, because it looks like it's dying, but it's not really dying. So the soil is quite easy to rake out. Looks just like a peat mix. This is the nursery soil. It's got lots of roots. It's kind of hard to hold this because of all the thorns. Wow, this is probably one of the most difficult plants to rake out because of the thorns, not the horns. So it's got a lot of root, but most likely we're not going to keep any of that. I'm just trying to get to the base here, the root base, or the nabari, because I'm not sure if this is a cutting or if it's grown from seed. And it seems there's like this is the base right here. It's not planted that deep like most nursery plants. I'm just going to get rid of the bottom part of this because I'm not going to need it anyway. So that's raked out pretty decent, I think. And as you can see, that's the base. It actually looks kind of good. It's not bad at all. I'm gonna give this a wash. I think this is a cutting. Doesn't look like a. I mean, I would imagine there's a longer root, thicker root if this is grown from seeds. So I'm gonna give this a wash, and we'll see what it looks like when I come back. All right, so it's all washed up, and it looks like it does have a root that kind of goes straight down. So this might actually be grown from seed. And this is the one. Or maybe it's not from seed. I don't know. I can't tell. Anyway, this root, I think, I'm gonna have to take it back, because the trunk, the root, I see the trunk of the root in a way, it goes kind of on an angle, and it flattens out with all these side shoots of the root flaring out, which looks good actually. I like that, but I need to kind of make this a bit shorter, and I need this to be flatter. So I think, you know, I'm aiming for something like that. So let me just take some of the roots back. Just a very generic trimming, so it's not as long. And then there's a couple of thick roots which I'm going to cut back a bit. Like these couple of thick ones. I'm going to shorten them. Same as this. That's two. I think those are the only two that are really strong. So I kind of reduce them, and hopefully to balance the root for the rest. So we can get like this, that kind of look. So yeah, I think that's fine. I'm not going to take it anymore back. I'm just going to plant this and then prune it. Prune it kind of hard and see if we can get smaller inner nodes. Okay. So I've got my pot here. It's got a mesh inside already. I'm just going to fill it up with my bonsai soil. This is the 2.0 version, if it matters. A little bit more. To be honest, this is not the easiest plant to repot. Actually, I need to take this back a bit more. One, because of all the thorns, and two, because all the leaves are draping down. And when they drape down, they're just in the way. That's to be brutally honest. It makes it difficult to repot. So again, I'm not going to worry about the front. I just want this to get it in there and, you know, start growing. Yeah, some of the leaves are kind of getting buried here. Yeah, it's very difficult with these leaves drooping down. It's hard to get to where I want to go. I need to work this in a bit, but not too much, because the roots are fairly fibrous, and there's no really thick roots, and you know it's fairly flat as well, which I'm glad that it is. So just a little bit of poking around, that should do it, I think. Now, I want to trim this now. It's very difficult to work around with this. I wanted to take it back all the way here, but I'm thinking that might be a little too much. But then again, if I don't know if I'll be happy with it. So I think I will. Yeah. I hope it's gonna work, because taking it back so much, but yeah, let's do it. So this whole thing I'm gonna take off. I'll leave a bit for dieback. So that's pretty much the entire new growth is gone. And this branch, I should take it back as well. So I'll take that back here. So leaving it with nothing, basically. So hopefully I'm gonna get new shoots coming out of these leaf nodes. And we'll see how the inner node goes. You know, I'm not sure if it's gonna be shortened or not, but you have to try. So this guy, I'm going to try to propagate it. So before that, let me just put this aside. And we'll get some water on this, because the sun is quite bright, and the root, even though I washed it, but it's just that little bit of time outside of the pot, I see it was getting kind of dry. So I'm gonna water it right away, and then we'll put this aside, and then we'll pot up the cutting. So I'm using the hose. Obviously I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna let it basically land on here, but it's tap water. It's nothing special. bit more. So the water is still a little bit murky, and so I'm gonna give it a little bit more. I think we're good for now. Tonight is going down to under 10 degrees, and this guy, it's not very hardy. What I've read is that if it's under 10, you should take it inside. So for the next couple of nights, which is going to be 6 or 7 at night, I'm going to move this indoors and then move it out in the morning. So yeah, so hopefully we'll get some good results with this. This is my first sensitivity plant, so I really don't know what's going to happen here. But hopefully. So I'm gonna put this away, and we'll do it. We'll put up the cutting, and hopefully it works. So for this cutting, it's quite long. I don't really want this long, and I don't want any more than one more of these of this plant. It's a nice plant, really, but it's a tropical plant. I've got way too many tropicals as it is, and I don't know if I can handle anymore. That's just the honest truth. So I'm actually gonna make this shorter. Oh my god, not sharp enough. There we go. We'll make a clean cut, and I'll plant this. Actually, I'm gonna prune this off. Such nice leaves to take off, and I'll plant that. I was going to use this this soil, but I don't think I need to. I've got potting soil right beside me, so I'm just going to get some soil and I'll put it in here and just basically plant it. So the soil is nothing special. It's just potting soil plus some of the sifted fine stuff from the from my bonsai soil. So I don't want to waste them. And I'll just stick it in here a little bit deep. And what I'll do is I'm going to put this in a what do you call those? It's like a small greenhouse, not really, but just basically I want this to be in a contained space so that the humidity around it will be really high, and that's going to help the plant to root. To be honest, I've never had luck with cuttings. Doesn't matter what cutting it is, so I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it. There's nothing to lose, it's such a nice plant. I don't want to just throw it away. It's just such waste. So yeah, I'm going to try that, and we'll see if it works. So yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Thanks for watching.